This is a PPT internal audit. These are some workshop I handle, organized by different charter content in Picardy Hotel, Janakpuri. This seminar organized by Princeton Academy for the corporates. This is an award given by the T.N. Manohan, ICA President. Here is a seminar in ICA Bhavan. Now, internal audit. First of all, why the internal audit is required? Why the internal audit required? It need to be understood thoroughly. Internal audit is an independent, objective, assurance, and consulting activities designed to add value and improve an organization operation. It helps an organization accomplish its objectives by bringing a systematic, disciplined approach to evaluate and improve the effectiveness of risk management, control, and governance processes. This is a definition shared by the Institute of Internal Audit, USA. I just go through the definition given by the Institute of Chartered Accountant. Second one, internal audit is an independent management function which involves a continuous and critical appraisal of the functioning of an entity with a view to suggest improvement thereto and add value to and strengthen the overall governance mechanism of the entity, including the entity strategic risk management and internal control system. This is a definition given by the Institute of Chartered Accountants. We all know. Now, internal audit is the foundation of almost all the companies, auditors or audit. It is a tool to review company's sound health because it focuses on almost all the major process and their effectiveness. Because it covers all the major process and its control, and it also checks the effectiveness. Hence, the internal audit is very important. In current scenario, fraud cases are increasing in many organizations, which show bypass of existing system and the process, including management override also. Due to changing scenario, the scope of work of an audit should be modified every year and integrate based on the challenge faced by the management, such as COVID-19 impact on business, and what are the areas which can look at the deeper level. In this paragraph, I would like to focus after the COVID-19, the internal audit scope need to be changed and management should identify an internal audit should discuss with the management and the other external auditor and identify the area which already impacted of the company business and which can be impacted in the future. Then internal audit scope need to be designed or redesigned, keeping in mind COVID-19 impact. The audit program should finalize after the discussion with the statutory auditor and GST auditor and so many. So the internal auditor address most of the challenge in advance. If anything happen in the future for the company is, then all the challenges, if discussed with the outside auditor, external auditor or other auditor with the management, the internal auditor can address all the challenges in advance. Now, as per the survey, this is the report. Now, companies are moving away from traditional profile of internal audit. The following are the top 5 skills sought for internal auditors. Number 1, analytical and critical thinking is approximately 73%. Communication skill 61%. Data mining and analytics 50%. General IT knowledge 49%. Business acumen 46%. This is the survey done in the past, and this is the parameter observed by the survey report. How the internal audit add value in the organization. Management expect internal auditor should add some value in their organization because internal auditor have diversified experience. Hence, being an internal audit, the role of auditor has increased, and few are the points which can be discussed here and there. Internal audit work closely with the management and help to review whether existing system and the operation are effective and identify whether all the risks are addressed. Also to ensure whether all processes are in place. What I mean? Sometimes if the company set up 10 years before or 20 years before, suppose we take the example 20 years before the company set up, and the system and the process design at the time of company starting points. But gradually, the business expanded, system and process are expanded, some modifications are done, and sometimes the system and the process are not agreed with the existing current scenario. Hence, the internal audit should check or review the system and process and also comment whether the system and process in place are effective or non-effective, and what are the remedies required to make it effective. This is the first point. Internal audit should focus beyond financial statement. Most of the professionals generally do the internal audit of the financial transactions based on the financial statement given to them, which include balance sheet, profit and loss, and some trial balance, some other records. But other than financial statement, the internal auditor should also focus what are the organization goal, what are the current environment, and what is the level of the employee satisfaction. These are also a very critical area which need to be focused, because sometimes the progress of the business, growth of the business depend upon the environment, employee satisfaction, and other hidden factors. Then internal audit should go at a deeper level. Third point, audit scope may include the area which can impact effective operation of an organization. Means audit scope may include the area which can be impact effective operation of the organization. Suppose you have finalized the audit scope, management finalize the audit scope, but the effectiveness of any specific area or other area are not addressed or not directed in a deeper level, then it will be not a comfortable position in the future. Now, next point, help in integrity of the organization, system and the process, and ensure whether it support to achieve organization goal. This is a very critical point, point number 4. How the internal audit can add the value. Help in integrity of the organization system. What are the integrity of the organization system? He can support, he can help to the management and the process, and ensure whether it support to achieve organization goals. Suppose some example, have a turnover 2 year back, make the plan from 500 crore to 2000 crore in next 3 years. The internal audit will check whether the 3 times or 4 times of the turnover growth is possible with the existing system and the process. If not, what are the system and process need? What are those system and process need to be modified or amended to achieve the set goal as decided by the management? This is the fourth point. Internal audit report to CEO and board of directors through an audit committee and provide his opinion. This is the role of the internal audit. And there is a 5 point in this way, internal audit can add value to the organization. As per I just studied some report, a top risk area in audit 2020. These are the areas which may be challenging in the future. What are those areas? Digitalization of the process. Sometimes the process, in the company, the process are manual or not very much automated. It is possibility that all the process in the big corporate can take the step for digitalization of all the process. It may be automated also. Next is the cloud computing. Next is the cyber security. Next is the business continuity and the crisis response. Next is the non-GAAP financial measure. Next, data analytics and mass data uses. Next is the treasury management, organization-wide initiative project, effective talent management, trade environment and the custom, alignment of operation to organization strategy and objectives, compliance management system, auditing organization culture and ethics, effectiveness and efficiency of operational process, integrated enterprise risk management and monitoring. ERM, we all know, there is a possibility ERM will take much bigger role in the future. IT governance, outsourcing and managing third-party relationship, tax compliance. These are some areas, top risk area, which need to be checked in a deeper level in the future. These are the limit we all know: listed company, unlisted company, unlisted company, public company, private limited company. Income criteria is listed company, it is applicable, Internal Audit is applicable under section 138. In unlisted company, turnover should be 200 crore, and same way in private limited company, public company, turnover 200, private again the 200 crore. Loan in, listed is applicable, and unlisted 100 crore should be the turnover. Sorry, 100 crore is the loan in public company, and 100 crore in the private limited company. Capital criteria is 50 crore. Private company, there is no criteria. Deposit 25 crore. Private, it is not criteria. Internal audit versus external audit. We all know about the difference, but some of the points I would like to discuss and give the focus and need to understand in a thorough manner. The internal audit are appointed and removed by the management of the company anytime. We all know external audit are appointed and removed by the shareholder directly during the AGM. The scope of internal audit is much broader and cover all risk to a business entity. Why the scope of internal audit is so much broader? Because every area, every segment of the company, every vertical of the company may or may not have certain hidden risk. Then coverage of the almost all area, all the segment, the purpose is to internal auditor has to identify there should not be red flag, there should not be alarming areas which need to be reported. Second point, the scope of External audit is a specified Company Act 2013 and management. The object of internal audit to help management in risk management and add value by creating efficiency in system and finally obtain the objective of the business entity. Just understand in a split form, the objective of internal audit to help in management in risk management mean internal auditor has to identify risk area and help to the management and add some value, by creating efficiency in system and finally obtain the object of the business entity. Creating efficiency in system. What are the system need to be strengthened? What are the area which need to be modified or deeper down, or some automated function need to be introduced. Third, the objective of external audit to report on the truth and fairness of the finance statement by examining underlying record and based on the evaluation of evidence gathered during the work. The external auditor do the audit based on the record given to him. Internal report to the audit committee, external auditor report to the shareholder, respectively. The number of the board of directors, they directly interact with the member with sitting of AGM or EGM. The report of internal audit is shared with the management via audit committee. The last point, the report of external auditor is shared with the shareholders, and in case of listed company having share capital from public by the public. Qualification for internal audit. Before 2013, section 138, internal audit done by the chartered accountant and the other professional. They are doing job in the company, but in section 138, talk about a chartered accountant, cost accountant, company secretary, or any other professional to whom the management feel fit. Just understanding the example. Sometimes the energy audit cannot be done by the chartered accountant, cost accountant, company secretary. Some engineer can be hired. The professional to whom the management feel fit, they can hire and get the audit done. In the capacity of internal auditor also. Now the internal auditor having internal auditor is a combination of different professionals. It may be chartered accountant, cost accountant, company secretary, engineers, even some advocate, some other profession also. Those can do the audit on behalf of management as required. Internal audit add value to the organization, provide assurance regarding internal control, compliances, fraud detection, consulting the operation, risk management. Types of internal audit. There are so many types of internal audit, but majorly we can categorize here: compliance audit, operation audit, information system audit, performance audit, environment audit, special assignment. Generally, we know the compliance audit, we know the operation audit, we know the IT audit, performance audit, we know. Environment audit, generally in the Gujarat area, most of the company or some ISO standard, they also required the environment audit report also. Special assignment can include anything. This may be the vendor management audit, customer management audit, contract basis audit, some supply chain, anything which is not covered in this area can be covered in the special assignment as the requirement of the management. Now, internal audit charter. This is a terminology generally used by some big corporate, big CA firm. The internal audit charter is a formal document that defines internal audit purpose, authority, responsibility, and position within the organization. The charter should set out the nature of service that internal audit will provide and how internal audit will help the organization to achieve its objective. Sometimes we see as a key line, the chartered second line, the chartered should set out the nature of service that internal audit will provide and how internal audit will help the organization to achieve its objective. Mean whatever the objective company are decided, company are designed, company are finalized, the internal audit can help with the management based on the existing system and the process. Your objective, whichever you are decided, a plan may or may not be achieved. If certain changes need required, then he can suggest to the management. And after integration of that changes, there is a possibility of the manifestation of the goal which management want to achieve in the future. Having a charter establishes the internal audit activities position within the organization, including the head of internal audit, reporting line, access to the record, people, and properties. It is a key benchmarking. Internal audit charter is a key benchmarking tool against which the organization can measure the effectiveness of the internal audit. Through the internal audit charter, the organization can measure the effectiveness of the internal audit. It can also act as a service level agreement with the board or audit committee so that there is a clear understanding of the role, purpose, and position of internal audit within the organization and the scope and nature. There is a clear understanding of the role, purpose, and position of internal audit. These are the key lines. The charter need to be reviewed periodically and approved by the board. What are the segment? What is the pillar? What should be included in the charter? One is the mission. Second is the objective. Third is the role and scope. Next is the independence. Next is the access. Next is the reporting. Next is responsibility. Next is planning. Next is quality. These are the parameters which need to be included in an internal audit charter. Audit universe. Developing and maintaining the audit universe. The structure of audit universe in an organization typically reflect the way the organization itself is structured and managed. The audit universe may be arranged or categorized by business unit hierarchy, enterprise architecture, business process model, governance framework, service catalog, or any other functional decomposition that best matches the way organizations view their operation and assets. Regardless of how the organization describes the different structure, functional or technical elements corresponding to item in the audit universe, there is almost always some level of the common overarching entity level control subject to audit. This is the audit universe. How to do internal audit? This is just based on some experience and the knowledge. I have said bullet point. I just want to share with you. When you draft the internal audit report, drafting internal audit report is an art which require knowledge and skill. We should allocate team based on scope decide and then do opening meeting with the process owner. Few points need to be focused. What are the points which need to be focused before starting of the internal audit? Share your audit requirement with process owner in advance, not after reaching there. At least 5 days before, week before, or 10 days before. You should share the requirement with the process owner so that they can plan, they can create, they can develop, they can spare their time and provide you the relevant document. Decide sample size of the transaction. Whatever the sample you will take during the course of audit, the sample should be clear. Review the record provided. Prepare the annexure and mention reporting point. Sometimes we prepare the annexures but not mention the reporting point. And after finalization of the annexure, we forget. Then it is my suggestion, okay, whatever the annexure you have prepared, just mention some bullet point of the reporting bullet point in the annexure itself, so that when you finalize the report, you can recall, you can refresh what are the exact position was, what is the purpose of this annexures in the report. Next, draft the report point, draft the reporting point. You have to jot down the point which are related to report. Discuss with the process owner. What are the point you have prepared or jot down? You should discuss with the process owner. Get comment from the process owner. Don't move without discussion with the process owner. You should finalize your draft report after discussion with the process owner. Otherwise, in the upper level, there will be no value of your audit observation. Draft final report with the risk category. What are the category? High, medium, low. You should mention, and you should also mention what are the root cause of this risk. Next is the prepare executive summary, because executive summary is the mirror image of the report. So you should be very much particular about the point and the language you design and draft and share with the management. Do the closing meeting with all the process owner. Before moving, you should share what are the observations you find out, what are the what is the explanation they are given. You should share with them. Then move. Later on, you circulate the report with the management. This is the risk rating criteria. You should mention high risk, where is the high risk, where the medium risk, where the low risk. You should mention. This is language I have given. Rating criteria: high, medium, low. What is the criteria? What is high criteria? It's significant major control gap, which may result into heavy financial impact or major violation of law and process. If there is such situation, then you should mention this is the high risk area and denoted by the H. Medium, deviation from control which may impact adversely or some weakness in existing control or non-compliance with the processes or regulation. In this situation, then mention medium risk. All other objections not falling in the above categories are called the lower risk. Because sometimes we mention the high, medium, low based on our understanding, our level of the knowledge, our experience, but exactly high, medium, low should be categorized based on the requirement, based on the relevancy of the audit observation. The rating of the audit observation also give impact based on the high, medium, low. The focus, the amendment major focus move toward the high, then medium. So you should very much particular, very much clear what are the observation you are showing under the umbrella of the high risk observation, then medium, then low. What are the root cause if there is high? What are the root cause? System not existing, sometime, then SNE. System existing but not adequate. The second one, SENA. Legal non-compliances. These are the root cause definition which you can, if you mention in the report, definitely it will give the clarity picture. Summary of the audit, summary of the observation rating and the control gap. What are the audit area? What is the slide number? How much the total observation? How much the high? How much the medium? How much the low? What are the root cause? If you give the dashboard in such a way, then definitely Within few minutes, the management, you can give major impact to the management, and they can ask only the relevant question. Keep in mind where the focus move, high or medium or low, whatever. Roadmap for internal audit. This is based on my knowledge and experience. These are the 3-4 slides, but I have picked up the only one. When you go for the audit, you should focus in such a way so that the knowledge you should acquire with the client accept your accounting knowledge. You, before doing the audit, you should invest 1 and 2 days or 3 days in a such a way, understanding the client business. What you will understand in kickoff meeting and business understanding. In first business meeting, kickoff meeting, you will understand what a business is, what are the major product, what are the competition, what are the vertical, what are the challenges, who is the competitor, and so on and so forth. Then website review, you should visit the website thoroughly. Annual report, what is the turnover trend, profit trend, what is plus, what is minus, what are the negative or positive indication in the balance sheet P&L, what are the software in use, SAP, Navision, Oracle, JD. Then key product, already discussed. Major customer or vendor, we already discussed. Understand the client business. This is the one area where you should invest at least 1 and 2 days and thorough understand of the business, so that you will be in a position to go and do the audit very effectively. The second is diagnose study. Identify the business vertical, interaction with the process owner, prepare a checklist department wise, risk assessment, analyze and red flag, computer knowledge, SWOT analysis. This is the diagnosis study. Audit program and scope. It should be based on the client interaction. Because general audit, you should not prepare or finalize the general audit program. The audit program should be specific and should be agreed with the client business environment and the exactly the process which is already exists in the business. You should not prepared or you should not be finalized audit program which is general. Client specific audit program should be there. Coverage of process review and the transition, compliance of SOP and effectiveness. Sometimes the SOP prepared 5 years before, 10 years before, but they are not very much effective. Then you should go and understand whether the SOP which is prepared or finalized by the company in the past, whether effective or not, you should check and also give the comment, relevant comment. Review of risk assessment. What are the risks? You should identify. You should understand, also give the comment. And next is the various act compliance. Sometimes the company have a manufacturing plant, 2-3 plant or less or more. Almost more than 10 or 15 acts are applicable in each plant. Then what are the acts are applicable in the plant or company? You should prepare a checklist so that you can review what are the compliance, what are non-compliance factor or areas. Indication of COSO principle depend. Software implementation and the compliances. Sometimes if software implemented recently, 1 year, 6 months before, 1 year before, then you can check what are the standard report, what are the customized report, what is the integration roadmap, what are the interfaces created. You can discuss, you can check it. Approach to internal audit. I just share one checklist. When you do the vendor management, when you do the internal audit of the vendor, then you should focus policy and procedure. Define policy framework. Whether the entity has established vendor management policy, procedure, commodity risk management, due diligence standard, contract standard. These are the parameter of framework you have to check up. Effective oversight, periodical review and approval of the policies. Vendor risk management program. definition of vendor requirement, what is the requirement, then regulatory consideration, then share of business, what is the reliability, what is the scalability, what is the assignment risk rating to vendor, identify key performance indicator, business continuity plan, vendor relationship with the insight, and service legal agreement. These are the points you can consider. Arun ji, hello, Mr. Arun. Anybody has a doubt or any question? Hello. Anybody have a doubt or question? We have around 15 minutes. We can entertain the question.
किसी भी पार्टिसिपेंट की कोई क्वेरी है तो प्लीज बताएं.
Arun ji, we have 15 minutes. I have explained. If somebody want to ask the question.
सर अपना डेलिब्रेशन कंप्लीट हो गया क्या?
We just complete within 45 minutes and 15 minutes. I spare time for the question answer.
Okay. As of now कोई क्वेश्चन नहीं है सर.
As of now, there is no question. Okay, so I think yeah.
सर कोई क्वेश्चन नहीं है.
Okay. So we should close it down because I just spare 15 minute time for the question answer.
Sir, we can. As you wish, sir.
No, otherwise anything in your mind we can share also.